let me okay, the next segment is going to be we have to do a deep dive on this segment here. Okay, Tony Schiavone was in the ring with Tully Blanchard. He then brought out Konnan. Tony called it a gentleman's discussion. Tully deferred to Konnan first. Konnan said the mind games and intimidation are starting already, but they would not be intimidated. He said they had been shot, stabbed, kidnapped, strangled, and left for dead. He said FTR claimed to have the same upbringing as Proud and Powerful, but it's not even close. North Carolina is where the men and the sheep are scared. And it's nothing like growing up on the streets of New York City. This is all true. Konnan mentioned people of color being arrested at 5 times the rate of their white brethren. We'll have to look at the statistics on that. And mentioned gang members trying to hunt them down every day. Konnan said that Tully was
trying to tell a story, not trying to be factual. Yeah.
Konnan said Tully was a mentor to FTR, but he was a father to Proud and Powerful. Tully said he had enough and told Konnan that FTR would come to the ring and end the game. Konnan told Tully he would send him back to a job as a Walmart greeter, and told him to learn some Spanish so he could communicate with his grandkids. That was because you're talking about awesome. His daughter is dating the Mexican guy, and they're gonna have Mexican kids. Basically, is what you're saying, right?
That's exactly right.
Which is true, though. It's actually true.
Great line.
So sorry.
It was
okay,
great, dude. It was funny.
Okay, Konnan.
Did you hear his comeback line to that? I know Spanish very well.
I know Spanish. He said that. Yeah. This was the case. So this was Konnan did very well in cutting a good promo. Okay, and this was entertaining. However, I got to call like I see it.
Yep.
Konnan brought out his backup, who had their faces covered.
Right.
Tully showed some footage of the backstage area where Santana and Ortiz were laid out. FTR revealed themselves in the ring and gave Konnan. They took their masks off. It wasn't his guys.
Right.
And gave Konnan a spike pile driver, and Tully and FTR celebrated the close the same while the crowd was serious. Okay, I'm sorry. The promo was great. You were very serious and everything, but the fact that you would not be able to recognize if those you could not immediately tell that was not your guys, I think is a stretch of logic here.
Well, you have to look at the end game. If I would have outsmarted Tully, or as Joe alluded to, bringing our man, what was that line you tried to throw at me?
Bringing you're having a battle of wits with a unarmed man.
Right. And I would have ended there. That would end my tenure there. But me doing this means I come back.
I just did not like the way
back
it was.
again.
I hope so, because in August I'm going to Houston, so you better be in. I hope you're in Houston.
Nice.
Here's the thing. Yeah. The thing I don't like, I just it could have been tweaked to make it
Bro, let me tell you something.
Honestly, for as strong as your promo was, I think at the end it made you just look stupid. Yeah, that's what I thought.
It doesn't matter to me. I just wanted to contribute. But let me tell you what was incredible, because this happened in San Diego. They have a stupid curfew that you have to leave here by 11:30. All right. Mm-hmm. I've never ever seen that curfew applied. Yet they applied it to us that night, and they made us get off the plane. And I was kind of embarrassed because I had to text Tony and go, "Hey, sorry, because I know you already announced me. I know I'm supposed to be there live, but I'm not going to make it." Oh. And there was a curfew.
What happened now?
Curfew.
Yeah, so there was a curfew in San Diego.
Okay,
there's
so
a curfew at 11:30, right? And I took the red eye.
Day? On what day is this?
Friday.
Friday night. Okay,
right.
Friday night. All right, go ahead.
So the flight leaves at 10:30 or whatever the was supposed to leave, and it would get there like at 6 a.m. And so a flight was late coming in, and it took forever for them to shift, stewardesses and all that. And the guy's literally on the thing going, "Yeah, if you guys don't sit down in your seats in 10 minutes, we can't leave because there's a curfew." Bro, were sitting down. They sat down, and they were still like, "Yeah, there's a curfew, and we can't get you no hotels because it's summer peak season, so you got to get them yourself." Bro, people were going nuts. And I had to text Tony, and I was like, "Look, I'm embarrassed that I know you already announced me for a live TV thing, but there's a curfew in San Diego, and I'm not going to make it,
Wait, so how are you not going to make it?
Because all the flights were full. It's the summer. Yeah.
Oh, the next day. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Everything's full.
So
packed.
what happened?
Yeah. And so, he got back to me. He got up really early and he got back to me and he was like, yeah, I have my guys waiting on it, and they found me a flight. And then I had to fly there and then drive from Orlando to Jacksonville, which is 2 hours. I literally got there 45 minutes before my segment, not knowing anything that I was going to say or do. Because they were just like, yeah, you got 4 minutes and 30 seconds. And you're taking this pile driver. Which pile driver? And I forgot what it looked like, to tell you the truth, until I felt the. But, but I thought it came out good. I think it could have come out better, but I was happy.
Who was the producer or agent or whatever? Out of curiosity.
Jericho.
Yeah.
Jericho's a producer?
Yeah. For that segment, he was.
I'm gonna start burying him.
Let me just say this real quick, and this has nothing to do with me being on this show or friendly with Konnan or whatever. When they beat you down and they pulled you up for the pile driver, I think people think like, oh, well, he just was really bad off and maybe worried about you physically. You got up fast. I was like, damn, he got up real fast. So
if you're working out, of course you're gonna be able to do that.
But let me tell you something, bro, because I do have to say this. I do want to say this, and I know it's gonna go beyond anything you've heard or read. The first time I was there, everybody was very happy. And I was like, I don't think people could. But it was like a reduced. Crew. Right. Yeah, because I was just filming this little segment in a nightclub. So it was really late at night. There weren't that many people around. But bro, like being backstage there, Disco was one of the greatest experiences of my career because everybody's very, very happy and everybody's very helpful and everybody's very professional. There's just one room in there. That's where Doc Callis, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, they're all in there. They're playing basketball games. They're watching the NBA. It's very fun atmosphere. And I thought to myself, wow, I wish I would have grown up in this type of atmosphere because it's and everybody's happy. Like I saw Vicky. I hadn't seen her in 15 years. I hadn't seen Jerry Lynn in 15 years. I hadn't seen Big Show in like 15 years. Legit. They're very happy. And it's like, it's a really good, I'm not trying to get a job or anything like that, bro. It's just a real cool vibe. And even after the show, they have food for everybody in this big conference room. You could take food to your room. You could eat it right there. And then they have this other little lounge where everybody's just listening to music and just vibing and chilling. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very nice, very nice atmosphere. I wanted to say.
Is this all at Daly's place?
At the Marriott. Everybody stays. Yeah.
Is Jericho there, or does he big dog everyone?
No, Jericho's there, and he's holding court and telling stories. He put me over, buried me. And
did anybody bury me?
Jericho buried you for sure.
What did he say?
He talked about the size of your nose.
Oh. Well, I'll say this.
Did he really?
Yes, and he also said this. This is his new saying now. F your ass. He said that this is something Joe would probably know. Who's some guy that works for Guns N' Roses called Duck some?
Del James.
Del James, yeah. He said that Del James got him into the World Peace Festival, and that also because of Del James, he can go to any Guns N' Roses concert and sit in the first row.
Do you want to hear what Jake Barnett says about your promo?
Who's Jake Barnett?
The guy that wrote the review for the show.
Yeah.
Okay, my take. It says, this is actually a pretty good line. A fun interview from Konnan, who emptied both barrels on Tully with insults.
I really didn't, but go ahead. Yeah.